Welcome to Golf FM. This is the review on the Ogio Fuse Carry bag for 2024. This is my second Ogio review. I did the silencer cart bag just recently and I thought that was really good. You can have a look at that review if you want. There'll be a link for it up there somewhere. This one has just come in, and to say it would divide opinion is an understatement. Now, this is way out of my comfort zone in terms of bags. I've never ordered anything like this. In fact, I would have just laughed it off normally if I'd seen something like this. But there was something about the fact that it's Ogio, they're bag specialists, they're suitcase specialists, they're backpack specialists, they know what they're doing with bags. And I thought, you know what, let's just go out on a limb, probably live to regret it, but let's get something in that's a bit wacky, a bit different, and see what everybody makes of it. So it's coming in at about 2.2 kilograms, and that's about the same as a Hoofer Light, Ping Hoofer Light. So it's pretty light. I think I'll talk about it as a bag, as it stands, and pretend it's not got a weird colour, or in some cases a really nice colour. For some people might think it's absolutely amazing. Let's just go through it as a bag without bothering about talking about the fashion statement that it is. Right, so as a bag, is it good? So it's light. The top has 4 compartments, and I put all my other clubs in the other Ogio bag that I've got. It's all ready to go. I put all my clubs in it, and it was a breeze to put in. The clubs go in really nicely. 3 irons there, 3 irons there, all my wedges down the bottom, woods at the top alongside the putters. So it kind of works naturally and easily as a carry bag from that respect. This top is a kind of rubberized thing which will protect graphite shafts and is sturdy and hard wearing, so it's not going to fray and wear out like some of the bags do that have got a material based around them which feels softer on the face of it but actually wears away and doesn't give you longevity. So from a top point of view, it's going to last a long time. I don't mind this clear plastic sort of look. It's got a good solid grab handle there, and then you look at the strap. The strap itself has got some sort of self-adjusting, self-leveling mechanism on it, the fit disc, and I've tried it on this bag, and it actually, without golf balls and everything in it, it was reasonably well balanced. So I can imagine that it does fit balance on your back pretty well. In terms of the actual strap though, it's not the softest material I've ever felt. You know, there's padding in there, but like it's not ultra comfy feeling when you put it on. It's a bit hard and sort of solid and rigid. It's probably a decent strap. You know, if I put this one on just to show you. Look at that. Alright. This one's not as wild as the other one, is it? But it's still got a bit of wildness. But yeah, I mean, it fits on fine and feels fairly well balanced. But again, this isn't the most comfortable strap I've ever felt in my life. Sorry, Audrey, you might come in for a bit of constructive criticism here. See, it's constructive criticism. You know, take and learn from it if there's anything wrong. Don't be depressed and annoyed that I've said something's not right. Just, you know, make it better next time. Take it on the chin. Back to the bag. So we said about the strap. Not that it's the most comfy strap in the world. First thing I sort of noticed is this ball thing. Now, that to me is unnecessary and also screams higher handicap, which isn't a bad thing. If you've got a higher handicap, then fine. I think you're going to have to be careful if you've got a higher handicap and you're walking about with this bag. You know, it's like, look at me, look at my special bag, I want to get noticed. And then you go and take half the golf course up on your first iron shot and slice it out of bounds on the next shot. You know, you're not so proud of yourself as you're shouting loudly with your golf bag. I don't know, maybe some people don't mind that. It's all about fun of the game and they don't care and they like the wildness and they want to be noticed. I don't know. But for me, the golf ball thing, which is what I was talking about till I got distracted, unnecessary. In fact, they're quite firm to get in and out. It's not that easy to get in and out there. See that? That was not me putting that on. It just wasn't that easy. And it's just like you're like preloaded, ready to say, well, I'm going to need golf balls to hand quickly because I'm going to be smashing them out of bounds left, right and centre, so I better have them quick release mechanism ready for 3 off the tee. You know, it's a wee bit defeatist. Get them in the bag, So you can't see them and you're using one, and potentially using one for the whole round. Look at it like that, be positive. Don't go thinking to yourself, well, I better load this up ready for disaster. That's my feeling on it. Now, after we've done that, we're on to, there's a decent handle there obviously, we're on to the pockets. Now the pocket here, which is your quite important tees, ball markers, things like that pocket. You do have other options for that as well, but that is generally where I put a lot of the stuff in there. Really quite shallow and a bit tight to get your hand in. You're actually back to needing slightly dainty hands to use that without any fear of it getting caught. You can get your hands in it, it's like it's fit for human use, unlike some of the bags I reviewed in the past, but it is pretty tight and it's quite shallow. It's a bit meagre and a bit measly, if I'm being honest. The zip is good though, I have to say this. I said this about the silencer bag, the waterproof one. The best zips on the market by far, I would say, and these are following in the footsteps of that. It's easier to get the zips right on a bag that's not waterproof because they don't pull, so they pull a bit smoother anyway, but these are just good. They just feel like they're going to last and last and last and never break. So good point there, Ogio. This pocket's got a double zip round there, lets you into quite a deep pocket. Perfectly good, it's not insulated in there, so you're not keeping anything warm or cold. I usually say, could you keep a roast chicken in there? I just came out with it one day because there was a massive pocket that was insulated, and I thought, you could keep, like, not only could you keep a drink hot, you could keep food hot in there. There's that much space. And so now every time I look at a big pocket, it's like I'm judging it on whether I can fit a roast chicken in it, which is really pretty silly really, because you're never going to do that on a golf course, let's be realistic. But this, you wouldn't even attempt it because it's not insulated. So you'd be putting in there, roast chicken in there, getting halfway around, it'd be freezing cold. Which I know you can eat chicken cold, but it's like if you were thinking, oh, I'm going to tuck in a nice roast dinner halfway around, then you can't do that. So you'd have to buy a different bag. So it isn't insulated is the upshot of that, in a roundabout way of telling you. Slightly strange feature here though, Ogio. Quick release apparently. I thought this was like a fault. I thought there's a gap here. It sort of clicks open, almost like it's got a magnet on it. I think it has got a magnet. And that supposedly is quick release, getting into here without using the really nice zips. So they built really nice zips and then they said, right, we're going to bypass those zips and you can get in this way. Now, I don't know how much time I'm saving. Do you want to time me, right? Okay, get your stopwatches out. I'm going to try and get into the bag using the zips. So say the zip's there and I want to get a ball out because I've run out of the 3 here because I've lost them all. And I'm getting ready to reload my magazine for future out of bounds excursions. And I'm going into this pocket one way and then the other way, right? So ready, set, go. Out. Finished. I don't know how long that was. It didn't feel a long time, right? Quick release, pocket opening, ready, set, go. To me it's slower, it felt slower. It felt like I got slightly caught. Now again, if you've got dainty hands, you'd probably do that quicker. I'm getting slightly stuck, but to me that wasn't quicker. And so that pocket is that feature is utterly unnecessary. Take it out and save money. Because I tell you one thing, it's not that cheap. £195 and it should be about £229. So there you go, learn from that, Ogio. They do have this feature, however, on the other pocket, and I think it actually works quite well over here. So on this pocket, it's got this quick release thing. In fact, there is no other way into that one. It's just magnets or nothing, take it or leave it. And that's quite nice. That's a nice thing to go in there. It's dead easy. You know it's not going to catch. You know it's going to go back. That's really good. They've obviously thought that. Maybe they designed that first and then thought, where else can we use this? I like that. Because I do like that. I'd have been wanting to use it somewhere else. But not there. It doesn't really work there. What about this bit? Would have worked in there maybe. So anyway, that's a decent pocket. It's got one of these wee key holder things. Does anyone use them? Put it in the comments if you do, because I don't. And then a perfectly good pocket in here. You can also get into the bottom of your bag should you drop anything down it. You can get your hand in there as a wee zip. The hood is decent. I have put the hood on and it just sort of fits around Velcro bits around this handle, and it's actually got 2 poppers there. It's a wee bit tight getting on. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not the hardest one either. Good that it's got the same design as this on it. It's nice attention to detail that they did that. So yeah, no problems with that pocket. Little hook there for various things, and another little hook there. Around this side, the sort of final pocket. A little bit tight on entry, but it's fine. It still feels like it's probably going to last, but it's a little bit tighter in there than it would be. But that is a big pocket, it's fine. And then you've got an insulated bit here, which actually I would just put my rangefinder in, because I like to be able to just get at my rangefinder really quickly, and I would be ending up putting bottles in there. So, and to me, insulation, it's just open to the air. All the hot air is just getting on the seat. It's like, you know, you've got a bottle of cold drink, right, which should be the normal thing. In there, yeah, I'm going to keep that insulated. Well, to me, there's like a large percentage of the bottle there is just open to the air. Sun getting on it, wind, air. You know, you lock it away inside there, and with a fully insulated thing all around it, you feel like you've got a chance of keeping it a bit colder. But that to me is like, does it actually, it maybe does something, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be as effective as having it in there. So to me, that's just use it for what you want. To me, it's a rangefinder pocket. Padding on here is similar sort of feel to that, so not particularly comfy. It isn't. I'd like it to be, because I bought it, and now I'm not saying it's very good. And what just need to happen now is for the person that buys this to never come anywhere near YouTube and never come anywhere near this review, because they won't buy it otherwise. So I'm just, you know, fingers crossed they don't watch it. Stand. What's the stand like? The stand is quite low. It's quite a low angle. Right? That doesn't maybe look bad at all to you, but if you see my ping hoofer, it's a more acute angle it's sitting at. Is it? Fractionally. Like, it's not a deal breaker, but I just put it down and it felt like almost the legs were slightly broken. You know when you get a stand bag and it gets old and they start doing the splits, the legs, one of the most annoying things in the world. Second only to the legs hanging down and slightly flicking you in the back of the leg when you're walking. That almost looks like it's like preset for, well, it's quite old and we're splaying the legs out. But it isn't. I mean, it's sturdy. But it just, like, the hoofer just looks, it's got a slightly different angles, and amazing that you can actually notice that. You know, the angle's different. It is. Can't get them on the table, but hopefully you can see that. I'll put in B-roll, I think they call it, and show you that. Again, not a deal breaker. It's just like, I'm 5'11", and it feels almost like it's slightly too low. So, you know, if you're 6'4", you're going to be like then double getting out. Well, not quite, but anyway. So that's my final slight gripe: is the stand goes slightly too wide, and it ends up being a little bit low. You know, that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary from Ogio. They should, you know, all these little tiny things like that, they shouldn't have got that wrong. They'll be arguing, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with the angle it goes at. But I noticed it. You know, it's a small point, but I noticed it. So, can I recommend this bag? Well, yeah, I can recommend it, because I'll tell you why you can recommend it. Because of the way it looks. That is the main thing. Now, I've had already people come in and see this and say, wow, that looks amazing, and other people that were almost feeling slightly queasy when they saw it. And that's what it's about, this thing. That is ultimately what this is about, it's a style statement. So if you like that, that is different, that's unique. Ping don't make a bag like that. TaylorMade don't make a bag like that. Callaway don't make a bag like that. They're all scared that nobody would buy it if they did. Good on them, Ogio, for going down this route, because they do it in some of the other, even that's a bit funky for some people, with all that paint spillage on the side of it. There's a few more people, customers could stomach that, because it isn't everywhere. This, it's like I think it's like a gin and tonic or something it's got on it. I don't know exactly what drink it is. Is it a pina colada? I don't really know. I don't drink either of those drinks, so I don't know. I think it's quite important what a bag looks like to some people. Like, for instance, this Ping bag that I got because I quite like the colours, but there was one that I wanted slightly more than this, and they were out of stock. So I may do with this colour, but I was bothered about what the colour was. I wanted it to be the bag that I thought looked the nicest. And okay, I needed the pockets to work and everything to work nicely, but there was a big part of me thinking I want it to look nice. I want it to go, I kind of wanted my head covers to kind of match in with it. You know, I had the black Cobra ones, this is my stuff here. You know, so I put them in there and it all kind of goes quite nicely. You know, it would have bugged me if it had red head covers or something with that. It wouldn't have looked right. So it's not insignificant, the style of this. It is probably the main reason. I mean, that sounds obvious now, I'm saying it to myself. Of course that's the main thing about it. When it's that kind of strong a design, of course the design is the main thing about it. But I've had to look at it objectively and go through the pockets and the design of it, and it's been found wanting a little bit in some areas. It could be slightly better. There's some nice features, like I like this magnetic pocket, and it's quite a nice simple hardware and design at the top here. It's quite light, but there's other things which are dragging it back, like the softness of the strap's not as good as it should be. This pocket here at the front's a little bit tight. That's unnecessary. I mean, you don't have to use that, but again, that's creating quite a big gap just for rain to go straight in. So even if you don't use it, it's actually slightly weird that it's there, because okay, this isn't waterproof, but you know, a fountain of water could go down there. It's not as good as I hoped it would be in terms of bags design, but it does look really good. The other thing I would have to say, if you buy this, bear in mind you're going to have to watch what you wear. You're walking around with this. See, I've got black on, right, so I'll probably be alright, because it's really plain what I'm wearing. So imagine you've got this on, right? And you rock up with this bag and you think, oh God, I can't go out like that. I'm going to have to change my golf bag. Changing your shirt would be easier, to be honest, but unless you're sort of colour blind, then maybe you think that's alright, I don't know. Or maybe you want to look like that. Well, if you do, good on you. Crack on. First time I finished the video in a different shirt to when I started. Let's change it back again. There you go. Was that the position I was in? Was that right? Seamless. Anyway, that's it. Make your own judgment on that. I still think it's okay to buy. If you really like the design, it's not so bad in terms of like the pocket design and everything else that you wish you hadn't bought it. It's not that bad. You know, I'm trying to reach for bag perfection here a lot of the time, and this has not reached bag perfection. I don't know if we'll ever get there one day. Will we get there one day with a bag? I don't know. It's got some downsides, it's got a couple of upsides, but if you like the design, just get it. Just go in and get it, preferably buy it here. You know, and then it's gone and I don't have to worry about having it for 5 years. Okay, or longer. Right, okay, that'll do us for today. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you, and I'll see you in the next one.